Come on in and sit down. You cut the hardcore crew chewing the fat. You cut us. Welcome everyone to the special edition in the moment where we're going to be doing tonight's HWR show. Okay, let me fucking try this again. We're going to be doing this Sunday's Night of Champions picks. So, of course, we are live. So if you hear us mess up, and to the special edition in the moment. As we're still working on a few quirks as we go live. Before I announce the hardcore crew, which I have to make a few announcements here. First and foremost, this Sunday, we're going to go live each and every week, starting off, of course, with our Monday Night Raw reaction. Then, of course, tonight's each and every Tuesday, we're going to be live at 8:30 p.m. And this Sunday, we're going to have WWE's Night of Champions pay-per-view review. So it's going to be a busy week this week for HWR. And for those of you who would like to hang out with us and chat with us even when we're not on the podcast, come on in and hang out in our chat room, and that's on Facebook under the name HWR Chat Room. Not too hard to forget. So let me get on here and introduce the hardcore crew. First, he's my sidekick. He is my partner. He is the son of a bitch, Andy. Andy, what's up?
How you doing? Hope everybody's well. If you're not, tough.
And that is the son of a bitch for you. And we would love to welcome to the HWR family. She is Jess the Jabroni. She's been doing a kick-ass job over in our chat room. Jess, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, guys.
And then, of course, we have my woman. She's Ms. Jack Shit. Ms. Shit, how we doing tonight?
I am delightful.
No shit.
And last, and certainly not least, we have the incomparable Lance Moss over at youtube.com/LanceMossTV. Lance, what's shaking?
Not much, just ready to get this shit over with.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Well, we're going to start off with the Kickoff pre-show match, which is Stardust and the Ascensions, or as they call themselves, the Cosmic Wasteland, versus the Lucha Dragons and Neville. And you know, I'm not really looking forward to this match. I think, again, it's just WWE's, wanting to waste some time. But if I really had to pick on who's going to win, I'd have to say the Cosmic Wasteland and Stardust needs it. Because, let's be honest, since coming up from the main roster, the Ascension just have not really had a lot of luck. Jess, what do you think?
You know what? I'm kind of thinking that Neville's probably, with the Lucha Dragons, going to end up being victorious in this. I'm not really feeling the way that the Ascension's been doing lately. They haven't really been bringing much to the table for me. So I really think that Neville and Lucha's going to take that one.
All right. Andy, like we've been talking, we've talked about this several times about the Ascension just ever since they come up. And when they were in NXT, they were doing a phenomenal job. And then they come up here and they're just getting their ass kicked. Do you think Stardust is going to help turn things around for them?
Yeah, I think I'm going to pick Stardust. I really think that, I think you've hit the nail on the head. He's there to just give them that push that they need.
Yeah, absolutely. Ms. Shit, with the with the Kickoff show, I can't even talk tonight, so if I fuck up, guys, hey, this is just a HWR for you. What do you think about tonight? Who's going to win?
I don't know. I kind of like Neville and the Lucha Dragons.
All right. Finally, Lance, over to you.
Well, I put it like this. If Stardust and the LOD Crack Babies could have, or either one of them could have been on a roll, I might give it to them. But since the Acid Trip, as I'm calling them, hadn't done shit lately, I'm giving it to Neville and Lucha.
All right, fair enough. And now we're going to have a match which I think we've seen all too many times, which is Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev. And as you can see, that Lana is not going to be there because she is now injured. We've been waiting to see this mixed tag because obviously Summer Rae and Lana have been really going at it back and forth. But as we saw on Monday Night Raw, Dolph Ziggler walked up to Summer Rae and gave her some kind of a gift. So I'm wondering, are they going to start switching things and maybe even make Dolph a heel? So that's going to be one of our little trumpets here on HWR. Andy, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Dolph Ziggler's going to win, and I think he's going to go with Summer Rae, and Lana will go back to Fatboy Slim.
Okay, so you see Lana is turning the heel as opposed to Dolph Ziggler. Interesting. Jess, your thoughts?
I kind of agree with the son of a bitch Andy, and I do think, however, that Rusev is probably going to take the win, but I do see Lana becoming a heel and going back with Rusev, and I just see that being a better fit overall.
All right. Lance, your thoughts?
Well, I see Lana coming down, even though she's not supposed to, and Lana and Summer Rae getting into a cat fight for one. But I got to give it to Dolph Ziggler.
All right. And, of course, over in our YouTube chat room, we'd like to welcome WWE fan Jordan Culp. Jordan, welcome to the show. And from what he says, Ziggler wins. And finally, Ms. Shit, what's your thoughts? Who do you think is going to win out of this?
Well, Dolph is a little home wrecker, apparently. So, I hope he doesn't win.
All right, so I guess we're going to be picking for Rusev. And, you know, guys, to be honest with you, I hope at Night of Champions this is going to be the very last match of the night. So, last match, their very last feud. I can't even talk tonight, I'm telling you.
I've got an honourable feeling, although the last feuds have been dog shite, I think it's going to be a good match. I think they're going to put everything in because it's going to be the last one. I'm sure the WWE can't spin it out anymore. So I think they can have a pretty memorable match.
Well, without
I hope
there,
they do.
how are they going to continue this?
I think with Atlanta, I think they're going to have to spin it in a different direction because Atlanta's going to be out for a while. And, Ms. Jack Shit made up a very good point. I think they were planning on doing a mixed tag at some point in time, but now that Lana's got injured, I think they've had to kind of ditch that whole storyline. And either way, it's getting old, it's getting dry, and enough is enough. But let's move on. We have one of the first title matches that we're going to talk about, and that's the WWE Intercontinental title match, which is Ryback versus Kevin Owens, KO Kevin Owens. Now, Andy, I'm going to start with you. I know that you absolutely love Kevin Owens. So what's your thoughts?
And I'm going to surprise everybody. I'm going to pick Kevin Owens because I don't think Ryback or Goldback has got a prayer. I really don't.
I have to agree with you because the way he brought Kevin Owens in first when he was feuding with John Cena, he beat John Cena a couple times. I thought he was going to win the title, but obviously they weren't ready to drop it to him yet because they went in a totally different direction. So, you know what? I think they might hand it off to Owens, so I'm going to have to pick Owens as well.
I've also heard that the Honky Tonk Man is in town. So could we see the Honky Tonk Man appear? I'm not sure, but apparently he's in the area.
He is, but I'm not sure if he's on good terms with the WWE. Jess, over to you. Your thoughts?
Definitely Kevin Owens. I think it's time for him to get a title.
Yeah, all right. Ms. Shit, your thoughts?
I'm having trouble echoing. Yeah, I definitely think that Kevin Owens is a better choice here.
All right. And so, Lance, your thoughts?
It's well past due for Ryback to drop the belt, and who better than Kevin Owens? Okay.
And in our chat room, WWE fans also agrees with Kevin. So across the board, everybody thinks that Kevin Owens is time for him to become the champion. And I have to say, it sounds like it's about time for him to get that next title.
Kevin Owens is going to get the title, then Finn Balor's going to come in. He's going to drop the NXT title and come in, and we can have a Finn Balor and Owens feuds.
Yeah. Well, let's get on to our next tag team title match. Well, our next title match was for the tag team titles, excuse me. And that's the New Day versus the Dudley Boys. And these guys are by far one of the best tag teams in the industry today. They've got, 23, 24 plus tag team titles. Excuse me if my history or my numbers aren't correct. But, Andy, do you foresee them winning the titles, or do you think they're just here to push New Day?
I can't. Personally, I can't see them losing against New Day, but I've just got an audible feeling that something is going to happen that they won't win, because I can't see the point of putting a title on old school guys. They need to push the new ones, but to me, New Day aren't the type of guys they need to be pushing. They're a joke. I just don't like the gimmick at all. I think they're just a joke. Kofi Kingston's gone down the toilet since he's joined them guys.
And that's a shame. Yeah, I have to agree. I thought Kofi Kingston was starting to move up, and then he put him with this. And I hate to say it, he is the star of the three. Then you have like Xavier Woods.
On that picture that you've posted on the HWR stream now, I mean, Biggie Langston, as we keep calling him, he just looks like a kiddie fiddler.
Wow. Well,
I mean, I'm sure he's got his finger up the guy in front's butt. I mean, look at that. Ooh, don't push it up that far.
Well, he's got a smile on his face. We must like it if that's the case.
And Kofi Kingston's thinking, I'm next.
Oh, jeez.
Master the molester.
Oh, God. Jess, your thoughts?
I think New Day is going to retain their title, but I do have a suspicion that something's going to end up happening to where, I don't know, I feel like the match is somehow going to get thrown some way.
Yeah, I think so.
But I definitely
don't know
think
what's
that
going to
New Day's
happen.
going to retain it.
Yeah. All right. Lance, over to you.
One, somebody's going through a table, which I think that will cause the Dudley Boys not to win the titles. I think that'll happen at the next pay-per-view.
So you think together? I wondered why they didn't have that special stipulation of a tables match, because they were pushing it all throughout the past couple of weeks. How they were like doing the save the table, and it just stopped. So I kind of find it a little bit weird. Let's welcome in James to the.
Really, it's like you have to think about it. Like, do you want to do a tables match before TLC in December?
Yeah, Dudleys can't be Dudleys without a table.
Yeah, and that was James, who just dropped off. I guess he'll be back in a little bit. Ms. Shit, your thoughts?
I don't know. I really like the New Day, so I'm hoping that they're the ones that win this one.
You just like the trumpet.
Don't touch my trumpet.
No, I like that they look like gay crossing guards.
I'm saying nothing. We've got somebody in the chat room called JB71577. I don't know who that is, but I'll over to JB.
That's Ms. Shit.
Ah.
And Lance, over to you.
Well, I've already said who I thought was going to win.
Oh, you know what? There's so many people in here. I'm losing track. Okay. Well, you know what? For me, I gotta be honest with you guys. This is the coin tosser for me, because as much as I would like to see the 3D win another title, you also got to wonder if they're trying to push New Day. So, yeah, this is really a major coin toss for me. So, let's move on to the next match. We have, now, this has been one, it's going to be the Shield and the Mystery Partner versus the Wyatts. And the third person has been really up for major discussions over the past several weeks. Some people think it was Baron Corbin. I, a couple of weeks ago, thought it was going to be Randy Orton. And now a lot of other people think it could possibly even be The Rock, because The Rock is related to Roman Reigns. And if you ask me, I don't think it should be The Rock, because all it's going to do is steal Roman Reigns' thunder, which is what he does not need right now. Jess, over to you. Who do you think the mystery partner is, and who do you think is going to win?
The mystery guy, I'm still really not sure who it is. You know, I at one point thought maybe possibly even Finn Balor could have been coming up and joining the three-man crew. I also have a weird, somewhat suspicion that Roman Reigns might go heel on us too, with the harassment that he's been getting, the anybody but you from Bray Wyatt for weeks, months now. So I kind of have a feeling that the Wyatts are going to take this one, and I kind of see something happening with Roman Reigns right now.
Okay. There is a rumor that Roman Reigns is going to be up to be getting a title soon, and he's also going to beat CM Punk's record, but we're going to talk about that on another time. Andy, your thoughts?
I'm going to go for the Wyatt family because the new guy that's in the Wyatt family, they don't really want him lose. So I'm going to pick the Wyatt family, much to my better judgment. And I said the same as Jess about Finn Balor, but I've got an audible feeling they're going to bring somebody new from NXT in, but it won't be Finn Balor.
Yeah, and Lance, I know who you think the third guy is going to be, so over to you.
I still say it's going to be Baron Corbin, and honestly, it's a bit of a toss-up because they both have two new guys, but looking at it, something's just telling me the Wyatts.
Alrighty, and we also want to welcome in Mixer 549 Dale Moore into the show, and of course WWE fan says he thinks that Orton is going to bring in the team, but the Wyatts win, and with me, I still think that I call him Team Shield has to get the win because they really need to give Roman Reigns that next push. He's been looking like a bitch over the past few weeks, so that's my thoughts. Miss Shit, over to you.
Sorry, it's hard for me to do this. Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right. Well, let's move on to our next match.
Hi again.
Oh, and James is back. James, okay, we're talking about the Wyatts versus the Shield and who the mystery partner is going to be. Your thoughts?
I was going to rewind, but I'm not going to rewind. But I'm telling about this one. This one is going to be very interesting. If it's the two possibilities, Orton and Corbin. If Orton is if Orton's the partner, I would say Team Wyatt. But if it's Corbin, I would say Team Roman, Dean, and Corbin. Because I feel like if you put an NXT guy with Reigns, Dean, and all of them, I don't think you can let Corbin lose. That's why I'll pick them if it's Corbin. If it's Orton, then I'd say Shield. I mean Wyatt. Sorry.
All right. Well, we're going to move over to our next match right after I bring in Ms. Shit, who dropped off. Give me 1 second here, folks, as we have a little technical difficulties. But, hey, that's HWR live on YouTube for you because, we're unedited and anything can happen. So let's move right on to our next match as I hear an echo.
Better.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you very much.
You sounded like the ring announcer then at WWF.
It kind of reminded me of one of those monster trucks. Sunday. But let's move on to the Divas title match, which is Nikki Bella, who is now the longest reigning title holder, and a lot of people were really heated the fact that she won. And unfortunately, I knew it was going to happen. It just once they started putting the Bellatron and they started announcing that she is closing in, they're going to break that record. Secondly, people can say what they want. It's a jab at AJ. So that match on Raw was far too predictable. As far as what's going to happen on Sunday, I honestly think that they're going to give the title to Charlotte, especially with all these stipulations. The stipulation is that no matter how Charlotte wins, whether it be count out, pinfall, disqualification, submission, she will win the title. So right. It's definitely something to bring in. And of course, welcome to Classic Wrestling Manager Joseph Knight. Joe, welcome to the show. What are your thoughts about this match?
Which one were we discussing?
We are now talking about the Divas title match. Charlotte versus Nikki Bella.
Yeah, if it was me, Charlotte all the way. About time they take that belt off that little, Bella.
All right. Andy, over to you.
I'm going to go for Charlotte. I know she looks like a bloke, but I'm going to go for Charlotte because it's pretty obvious that they're going to take the belt off the Bella Twin and give Charlotte a chance, but I don't think she's going to hold it for long.
All right, fair enough. Jess, over to you. Your thoughts.
I'm thinking that Charlotte's going to take it, but they need to do something about the Bellas, whether that's keep one of them away from the ring or whatever, because that twin magic just it seems like it happens way too often.
Yeah.
Can you see, just throwing something into the mix here, can you see that the Bella sisters trying to cheat and they end up feuding with each other? Splitting the Bellas up again, because I think they need to.
If you ask me, I say no, only because the Bellas have feuded way too much. And I'm going to jump over into the chat room where WWE fan says a new champ is coming, which means I guess that means his pick is Charlotte. Lance, over to you.
Well, as my buddy Ryan said, it's time to take the belt off the wannabe Kim Kardashian. So, I'm going with Charlotte.
All right, and finally over, Ms. Jackshit, your thoughts.
I would like to see Charlotte get it just because I'd like to see the set of boobs. I mean, the Bella twin not have it anymore.
I'm sure she'll be having it whether she's got the belt or not.
Well, a lot of people said the reason why she had the title for so long, and of course, this is rumor, is because, she's with John Cena, who has a huge influence in the back, and a part of it has to agree with it, and another part, you can only wonder. John Cena, of course, went on Twitter and very cryptically denied it, so... But let's move on.
He's going to go on there and say, yeah, I have a lot of pork stroke back here. I get what I want. That's not as kid-friendly as he is. He's not going to say that.
Of course not.
I'm going to say this, I'm going to now call myself the former Divas correspondent. I'm not going to say much until tomorrow when I do my rant, but I say Charlotte will win. But I have to something to say about this whole Cena Punk, because I think it's more Punk than Cena.
Yeah. And Mixer 5419 Dale Moore says yes, and he says he hopes Charlotte wins. So all right, and let's move on to our next match, which if I can. There we go, and it's going to be the first title match that, one of two title matches that Seth Rollins has to fight, and that, of course, is the United States Championship, where he's going to be going against John Cena. These two matches that Seth Rollins is going to have, for me, it's going to go either way. Either one, he's going to lose both, and he's going to have a downward spiral, or he's going to win both, and he's going to brag saying how he beat John Cena and Sting both of the same night. So it's a catch-22. All right, Andy, your thoughts?
I'm really struggling. I want Cena to win because I don't want Seth Rollins to have the title, but I've just got an horrible feeling that Seth Rollins is going to retain, whether it's through cheating. I don't see him dropping either of them.
Yeah, like I said, it's possible that he could win the match. Cena could win the match, but not the title. So again, for me, I get the coin up in the end. That's what I kind of like when WWE's not as predictable as it usually is. Jess, over to you.
So I have a few different ideas on how it's going to go down, but I have a feeling that what's going to happen is the U.S. title is going to end up going back to Cena, but the World Heavyweight, he is going to retain, but then I have a feeling that Sheamus is going to try and cash in on that. So I think it's all the way around, no matter what happens, it's going to be an interesting match, both of them, definitely.
Okay. Joe, your thoughts?
This is a really tough one because I don't see them giving it to Cena again because he doesn't need that. He doesn't need a title. What I see possibly happening is him keeping both those belts, Sheamus trying to cash in and lose out on the briefcase, and Seth Rollins bragging on Monday night how he beat two legends and how he is the best world champion ever. Remember, I said this on the show last week. He's going to try to do the honky tonk man and say he's the greatest world champion ever. Remember how Honky Tonk was the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time? Well, I see them doing the same thing with Seth Rollins, prompting Triple H to come out and try to challenge him, to try to keep him in his place. I think they need to keep both belts on him and just move this guy along. Give everybody a fair chance, make it look good, but keep both belts on him.
All right. And over is the Dale Moore. You know, he's saying that we're using tarot cards. No, we're not using tarot cards. It's our crystal ball. And
that's because this person, the WWE fan,
WWE fan, says that Seth wins. And Ms. Jack Shit, your thoughts?
I think that Seth is gonna keep it.
All right. James, over to you.
You know, after contemplating a lot of stuff, I'm saying Seth Rollins will retain the United States Championship.
All right. And Dale Moore says Nikki Bella's boobs are made of styrofoam. Oh, okay. I'll take your word for it that you've probably had first-hand experience. No pun intended with the first hand.
I think he means, doesn't he mean what? Saran wrap, or what is it, celluloid, or whatever the hell it's called?
Personally, I don't know what they're made of. I think we're going to have to ask Mr. Cena about that one next time he comes on the show.
Right, yeah.
Lance, over to you.
Just made of Jello.
They made of Jello. What flavor?
Oh, I have no idea. Cherry. Let's go with that.
All right, hey.
That makes sense. They're always wearing red.
Yeah. But unfortunately, Nikki Bella's cherry's been popped way too long ago.
Yeah. But this one, I just don't know. Looking at it, part of me says go with traditional Cena logic, but I think they could be switching on this one. So I'm going to go Seth Rollins.
All right. And we're going to move over, and of course, to our main event, and that is Seth Rollins' second title versus the Icon Sting. Now, I am a huge Sting fan. The guy's 54 years old, and he can still go. He still has it. Do I see him winning the title? I would love for him to win the title, so that way he could say that he's won every major title in every major wrestling company. But do I really see it happening? I see him winning the match, but maybe not the title, especially considering how he made Seth Rollins tap out on Monday night. And WWE logic usually goes, if you win clean one match one way, on the next night, it's just not going to happen. There's also been several rumors that Kane could make an appearance and cause Seth Rollins a match, because Kane pretty much still owes Seth Rollins for him when Seth turned on him several months ago. There was the other rumor that Triple H is going to turn on him, but I don't think they're going to pull the trigger on that storyline just yet. I think they're going to save that for maybe WrestleMania or maybe even a few months down the road. They might not even do it. You know, this is all just guessing. Andy, your thoughts?
Unfortunately, it's going to be Seth Rollins for me.
Yeah, I think at least Seth Rollins will at least retain. That's just unfortunately the way I think it might go. So it's. I would like to see him lose it, but you know what? While we're also talking about, there's also the Trump bet of Sheamus, and will he cash in? Andy, what do you think? I say it's possible.
I don't think so. I really don't see it happening. Otherwise, if he does, he's going to win, and I just don't see that.
All right.
Well, there's another scenario, too.
Mm-hmm.
What if Sting is about to win the title? He has Seth Rollins trapped in the Scorpion. He is not tapped out yet. Sheamus comes, they play his music. Sheamus comes down, boots Sting in the face, tries to do the bro kick to Seth Rollins, and Rollins falls out of the ring. You know, the match he gets counted out because he can run away. Remember, Sheamus can win the match, or in this case, probably cash in his title, his Money in the Bank. he can cash it in, but as long as the champion's not pinned or submits, then it doesn't count. So that's another way of saving Seth Rollins and getting rid of the Money in the Bank. Just make it into a total schmoz.
Yeah. I see where you're going with it, but the problem is I don't see it becoming a triple threat because they just did that at some WrestleMania, and if they do it again, if you ask me, it's gonna be pretty fucking lame. WWE fan Culp in the room says Sting, but Sheamus cashes in and wins, which is a very strong possibility. Jess, over to you.
Yeah, as I said earlier, a little premature. I have a feeling that Seth Rollins is going to retain. As much as I really would like to see Sting take this, he is only, a part-time here and there guy. As much as I would like to see him win all of the titles, I just don't see that happening. I have a feeling that Seth is going to retain. But I think that we might see something come from Sheamus with his Money in the Bank. So, as I said before, either way, no matter what happens, it's going to be entertaining, which is what we all want, ultimately.
Section, over to you.
Okay, now you keep talking about the Trump bet. I know he's running for president, but do you really think he's going to run in down on the stage?
Votes. And here's something for you, since
I'm
we're coming
kidding.
out that. If Nikki's boobs are made of jelly, does John supply the cream?
Oh, jeez.
You can only wonder. That'll be another one, a question we'll have when we bring him on the show.
Mute yourself.
On a serious note, though, I don't think Sting is going to take it because I think that would. I'm not sure he would be able to defend it on a weekly basis. So we'd end up having another Brock Lesnar situation.
Yeah, indeed, and I think the last thing we want is for the WWE World Title to take another vacation. Lance, over to you.
Well, since I'm just gonna be to be different, I'm saying Sting because I actually think this could be the catalyst that starts up the feud between him and Taker.
Yeah. And Dale Moore in the chat room says, wow, that would put a lot of heat on Sheamus. The crowd would go crazy. I kind of have to agree. If Sting won the title and lost it that quick, Joe, you even said earlier that you'd lose respect for Sting, and I think the fans would literally riot. James, over to you. Your thoughts.
I was talking with Rick and all them last night about how I think Sting will win the title, but Sheamus going to cash in. But after thinking about it a little bit more, I think Seth Rollins is going to walk out with the title. He's not going to win the match, but he's not going to lose the title because with WWE, they are known for screwy finishes and the fact that Seth Rollins could lose the title. Could lose the match by a disqualification or a countout, but still walk away with the championship. If Sting does win, Sheamus will cash in. If Seth Rollins walks out with the title, Sheamus not going to cash in.
Yeah. Again, there's so many different factors to go with that. And, but now, fans, for those of you who are listening who didn't come on live, we want to know your thoughts. Do we see Sheamus cashing in? Will Sting become the next WWE World Champion? And could Charlotte even win her title? Make sure you put your comments in the comments section below. And, of course, make sure you follow us over at youtube.com/HWR Show and check out our Facebook pages. We have a news page, which is facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio, and our chat room under the name HWR Chat Room. We have the incomparable Lance Moss, and you can find him over at youtube.com/Lance Moss TV. Lance, what do you got going on?
I got album reviews, NASCAR discussion videos, redneck woman cooking videos, musical equipment reviews, some rants. Every Wednesday night at 7, I go live with Lance Moss TV and friends. Hell, I don't know who the hell's going to show up half the time. And, well, hit me up on Twitter. It's at Lance Moss TV.
All right. And then, of course, we have as I stumble here, we have the classic wrestling manager, Joseph Knight. Joe, what do you got going on? Where can everyone find you?
Well, everybody can find me on Facebook at facebook.com. Joseph Knight Manager, or they can follow me on Twitter at JKnightCWA. Right now, I'm just looking for a couple of topics for our Real World Rants show, and it's so great that we're in this presidential theme because the presidents and the candidates are all supplying me with a lot of ammunition for the show. So besides that, that's all I'm doing right now.
All right. And, of course, we would love to welcome Jess for coming on the show. Jess, what do you got going on, and where can someone find you if you want to be found?
If you want to be stalked?
Yeah.
Outside her house.
Yeah, right.
James, do not write down her address.
Yeah, that is censored. No, I'm on Facebook. I'm in the chat room a lot. You can find me there. I'm the live host for Raw every Monday, and I look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday for Night of Champions, and again Monday Night Raw.
All right, and again, welcome to the HWR crew.
Thank you.
No problem at all. And we would also love to thank my lady, Ms. Jack Shit, for coming on the show. Ms. Shit, as always, it's a pleasure in more ways than one.
And Jess, can I come smell your hair? Just asking.
Only if I can watch.
Which hair?
Hey, HWR, you never know which hair, maybe we'll have to have a live broadcast of that,
We're hardcore for a reason.
That's right.
This is extreme.
James, we know you're over on Twitch. What do you got going on, and where can everybody find you?
You can find me on twitch.tv/fatboy504. I am going to come back to do Twitch sometime soon to do some Madden gameplay. I do PS4 gameplay, but I haven't done it. I'm just waiting for a couple of new games to come out before I go back on Twitch. And you can find me at twitter.com/fatboy504. I've been busy, so I haven't been doing a lot of stuff with like my YouTube and other stuff. But this is one of the few times I'm here, so I can just chat with y'all.
And of course, we have my sidekick. He is my partner. He's the son of a bitch, Andy. He's a real life ghost hunter, guys. Andy, where can everybody find you?
Yeah, you can find me at www.stokehaunted.com.
All right, guys. And be sure, anytime you want to follow us on HWR, look for us under the name HWR Show on all social medias, whether it be Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, you name it, we're there. We're like a bad virus. We just, can't get rid of us. So for everyone here, I am your hardcore host, Rick Head, saying we'll see you when we see you.
Buy the shirt. Buy the shirt.
Only 30